And good early morning to you, YouTube. How you guys doing? Dirk here, GC Blues 45. We have 6 games on the dock tonight, and we are going to get ready for this game. Now remember, if you haven't come across this video and you happen to like it, give me that thumbs up, duels, very important. Also keep the channel going. So without further ado, let's go. Starting off with Ottawa at Washington. Entering this matchup, Ottawa was 25 and 4 and 64 points. Washington 38, 14 and 8 and 84 points. I picked Washington. At the end of 60 minutes, we were tied 4-4. And then after overtime, there was no score, so this had to go in a shootout. Results of that shootout were Ottawa went 0 for 3. Washington went 1 for 3, and they win by the score of 5-4. Now, the stats I'm going to give you were after the overtime. Okay, remember that. Every time there's a shootout, the stats I give are after overtime. Shots on goal were the Caps 41, the Sens 37. The Capitals had 33 saves with the Senators 37. Washington went 1 for 4 on the power play with Ottawa 2 for 7 on the power play. And by the way, Washington wins the series 2-1. Or their record was 2-0-1. By the way, all the games in this series went into overtime or in a shootout. Ottawa went 1-0-2. And Washington wins the goals by a differential of 1, 10-9. After 2 periods, it was pretty much neck and neck. And then in the third, Ottawa got things going, and then Washington scores the fourth to take the tie it. And so actually Washington gets their only goal, and then all of a sudden Ottawa they get that Washington takes the lead 4-3, and then bam, they get that power play goal in to tie it. And so pretty much Ottawa ties the game, and Washington just want the win more. That's why they got it in good fashion in the show. But way to go. Also, Ottawa did get a point, which is kind of good, but more power to Washington. Next, we have Buffalo at Montreal. Entering this matchup, Buffalo was 24, 29, and 5 and 53 points. Sorry. Montreal 29, 26, and 5 and 63 points. This game also had to go to overtime. It was tied 3-3 after 3, or should I say 60 minutes. And the Montreal Canadiens win by a score of 4-3. Shots on goal were Montreal, the Habs 20, Buffalo, the Sabres 36. The Canadiens had 33 saves with the Sabres 16. Montreal went 2 for 5 on the power play with Buffalo 0 for 4 on the power play. And Montreal wins the series. They swept it 4-0. And they outscored Buffalo 21-11. So way to go. What to say about this game? This was pretty much first period. It was dominant by Montreal, and then Buffalo gets 1 in the second. They got 2 in the third, which they kind of flipped the game a little bit. But Montreal was playing good hockey, and then after 3, when the third period ended, it was, or especially during the third period, it was neck and neck. It was total, even hockey. And then when overtime came, Montreal just wanted to win more, and that's what they got. So way to go for Montreal. Buffalo did pick up a point, but their playoff hopes are non-existent. So, but way to go for Montreal. They keep their playoff streak alive, though. Next was Tampa at Florida. Now this was my upset special of the day, folks. This game was, and entering this matchup, Tampa was 35, 20, and 4 and 47 points. Florida 37, 21, and 3 and 77 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Florida Panthers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning by a score of 2-1. Both teams had 29 shots. Panthers had 28 saves with the Bolts 27. Florida was 1 for 3 on the power play with Tampa 0 for 7 on the power play. This was pretty good hockey for a period and a half. Florida scores 2 in the second, and then Tampa try to get going and to get that one goal, and of course they try to pull the goalie and they couldn't get it in the net. So, but way to go by Tampa. They did try. I would have to say this was a pretty decent hockey game. Both teams fought hard, and at the end, Florida won. This was a battle of Florida. So I got nothing bad to say about that game. Next was the Battle of New York, folks. That's right, it was the Battle of New York between the Islanders and the Rangers. Entering the matchup, the Islanders were 25, 27, 25, and 7 and 61 points. The Rangers 30, 26, and 4 and 64 points. At the end of 60 minutes, the Rangers beat the Islanders by a score of 4-0. And that's right, it's a Pepsi Zero Sugar shutout. Way to go, right? Yeah. By the way, this is water. By the way, as you're saying, we're losing money. Got these from, at the time, Coca-Cola when they were doing the points, Um, my Coke Reward points, the points. Um, I bought these from them. I forgot how many points these were. Brought them from the house. They were sourced from. And this was the cups at the time before American Idol. These were the judges' cups at the time. Of course, they got a different company now, but yeah, this was their cups. Anyway, give me a moment, folks. Sorry. So it's the Bell of New York, and here we go. The Rangers had 26 shots with the Islanders 21. The Rangers had 21 saves with the Islanders 22. New York Rangers were 2 for over 2 on the power play with the New York Islanders over 3 on the power play. Total domination by the Rangers. I mean, this was a game non-stop by the Rangers. Attack, 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 and that's why they won. It was a very good game. The Islanders, they just couldn't get no offense mustered. That's why they lost. But you can't win them all, folks. But it's a devastation to see, nonetheless, on the how this game was played. And so way to go by the Rangers. They were hungry for it, and that's why they won. Next were the Sharks at the Leafs in Toronto. Kurt at going into the matchup, San Jose was 15, 37, and 9 and 39 points. Toronto 38, 20, and 2 and 72 points. This game, after 60 minutes, had to go to overtime. No score in overtime, so this had to go into a shootout. And the results of that shootout were San Jose 2 for 4, Toronto 1 for 4. Toronto loses by a score of 3-2. Now, once again, the stats I'll give you are from after overtime. Shots on goal were the Sharks 22, the Leafs 27. The Sharks had 25 saves with the Maple Leafs 20. San Jose was 0 for 2 on power play with Toronto 2 for 5 on the power play. After 2 periods, it was Toronto, but it was pretty even still going into the third. It was a good game, even for the San Jose Sharks. Then they tied in the third, and there was just no score going into overtime, so that's why it went to shootout. And San Jose just wanted to win more. That's why they won. And way to go. Toronto did pick up a point, but sounds like they just don't got no playoff hope. But they're trying to get games won, so they really don't get that last pick. The first pick in the draft. So we'll just wait and see what happens. And finally, the LA Kings at the Chicago Blackhawks. Entering the matchup, LA was 31, 19, and 8 and 70 points. Chicago 18, 35, and 7 and 43 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Blackhawks beat. That's right, the Blackhawks beat the LA Kings by a score of 5-1. Shots on goal, the Hawks 19, the Kings 42. The Blackhawks have 41 saves with LA 14. Chicago went 0 for 2 on the power play with LA 0 for 1 on the power play. This game was dead even after 1. And then total domination by the Blackhawks after 3. And I hate it. It just makes me mad that the Blackhawks won this game. They were underdogs and they won. Hey, dogs. But overall, good game. Chicago wanted it more. That's why they won. So I'm not gonna say anymore. And that ought to do it, folks. We are done. We got 10-game slate for tomorrow. Let me double check that. Yep. We got 10-game slate for tomorrow. And as you know, folks, I do love you a lot. Please stay safe. Take care. Remember, it's watching you. And I will see you guys later. And happy Fat Tuesday. And I'll see you later today for the pregame report. Until then, peace.